Hello, everybody. Today's topic is going to be open loop systems. This is one of two categories that we're going to use to organize systems based on the way they work. I'll talk a little bit more about this in a second. When we talk about open loop system, the definition is a system that's pre-programmed to work off a fixed set of procedures, a system that does not control or change itself. So an open loop system is going to be a system that once we tell it what to do, it's only going to do that. If something changes, whatever the system around the system won't be able to adjust or change the way it works. All right. A good example is an alarm clock. You set your alarm clock, and then the next day, the alarm is going to go off at that time. If there's a snow day, for instance, that alarm clock's not going to know to let you sleep an extra hour or two longer. It's only going to go off when it's told to go off. A microwave is another good example. When we look at the way a microwave works, we set the time. Once we set the time, the microwave's going to cook for as long as it's supposed to cook for, and then it's going to shut itself off. Now, if the food is overcooked and burnt, it's not going to stop. If it's undercooked and not cooked all the way or not warm enough, it's not going to keep going. It only does what you tell it to do. And then you say, Mr. J, I have a popcorn button. The popcorn button is still preset information at the factory. It doesn't take into account changes or variables in the way that microwave cooks. And a good example of that is if you ever got one of the mini size bags of popcorn, it says right on it, do not use with a microwave button. There's not as much popcorn in there. It doesn't cook for as long, so it would wind up burning it if you used a popcorn button. Most microwaves popcorn buttons are set for the regular size bag of popcorn. So that's when we talk about open loop systems, that's what we mean. A system that works off a certain procedure and doesn't change. Once again, the term is a way of categorizing these things based on the job they do or the way they function. Think of it as cats and dogs. When we look at a dog, we know to put it in the dog category because of the way it looks. Certain things about it that make it a dog. And the same is true for a cat. It doesn't matter if it's a house cat or a big tiger, they're categorized the same way. And they have similar features that cause them to be put in those categories. When we talk about open loop systems and closed loop systems, the same thing is true. This title is a way to categorize a system and what it does. Don't think of open loop systems as being less complicated than a closed loop system, which we'll talk about later. Open loop systems can be electronics, like the microwave or like a calculator, but they can also be mechanical, like a pen or a bicycle. All right? It doesn't matter the complication level, it matters how they work when they do what they're supposed to do. The last thing is the open loop system model. This is going to be something we're going to talk about in the next coming few days. The open loop system model is what helps us to categorize systems the way we do. There are certain things that make it work the way it does and go into that category. And we can take all sorts of different systems and plug them into this model. And if they work like this, we consider them open loop systems. Now remember, there's a worksheet that goes along with this video. So after you watch the video, make sure you fill in the worksheet, fill in the classroom definition, and then turn it in through Google Classroom for class credit. Thanks. Have a great day.